Yo, what? You a goon or you faking real tough talk? Only goons get it shaking real tough talk. I hope your bite is like your bark with that tough talk. This is what New York been missing, real tough talk. You a goon or you faking real tough talk? Only goons get it shaking real tough talk. I hope your bite is like your bark with that tough talk. This is what New York been missing, real tough talk.
What's going on, people? Welcome to another episode of that hit show, Real Tough Talk. I'm Stephen J. I'm here with Ghost, and it's playoff time in the C division. B division is leading into the playoffs. It's going to be the last week of the season, and we're going to get into the first game before we get into the playoff whole scenario. SYS versus Blackout. Big game. SYS is coming in 6-0. Blackout 5-1.
And these are teams that have been talking way throughout the season, trying to prove that they're the superior team. So finally they get to face each other to see who is the top team in this division, to see who is on their way of taking the championship.
And you got the two front runners that's battling for MVP of the league. You have Alex of Blackout and Nelson of SYS.
And these are two guys that not only are fighting for a championship for their team, but they're playing for that MVP award, showing that they have been the leaders not only for their team, but in the league as well. So that's a lot to prove, and they're about to show why they're on that list in this one game here.
Blackout is also the defending champs, so people want to take their shot anytime they have a shot at the champs to definitely see where they at going into the playoffs. So it's this SYS opportunity not only to go to the playoffs undefeated, but to beat the defending champions going into the playoffs. So that being said, we're going to jump into the game. We're going to have Nelson throwing Rico for a short gain, then follow up with a pass for a few extra yards. Nelson's going to end up getting sacked on the next play by Pappas. Pappas with a great sack, great guy who could pursue the quarterback, makes a great play here. And then Nelson's going to throw it to the sideline for a nice gain. He's going to follow up with that short pass to Meek, but it's going to be dropped. But that's not going to stop Nelson's momentum as he's going to throw it up to his man Bones in the end zone, but Bones going to miss it. It's going to be a turnover on downs, giving the ball back to Blackout.
And this is not the drive that they wanted to start off with. They wanted to score early. They missed this opportunity. Hopefully they can clean it up, because if not, Blackout's going to capitalize. They're going to end up being the ones chasing Blackout later on in this game.
On second down, Blackout's going to get the ball. Ryan is going to throw a deep pass to Breezy for a huge gain for the first down. And that's one thing I can say. The acquisition of Breezy to this Blackout team definitely gives him a guy who can also stretch the field, as well as Alex. Gives him a nice 1-2 punch. And actually a third cog to the Canarsie situation. You got Alex, you got Canarsie, and you got Breezy, all types of receivers that can go downfield, and him making a great play here. And then you're going to see Brian on the next play is going to extend the ball in the end zone for the touchdown, giving Blackout the 7-0 lead early. Way to strike first.
And this is, like I said, the opportunity that the SYS, they lost it. Blackout capitalizes. Now they're up ahead in this game early. Now it's up to SYS to chase them, to catch up, because if not, Blackout's not going to slow down. They're going to have a long game.
Nelson is going to get the ball, and Nelson's going to throw the Bones in the gap. And Nelson's going to follow up with a run. On 5 rush, he's going to run at the 5-yard line. Then you're going to see Nelson find Bones in the back of the end zone for the touchdown, giving him an 8-7 lead after Rico gets the two-point conversion. Nelson strikes back, finding his favorite target, Bones, for the touchdown.
And it looked like they fixed what they messed up in the first drive. Nelson's finally to be on the same page with Bones. They put up points now. They're looking to stay in this game. And they take the lead with that extra point, with that 2-point conversion with Rico. They're looking to take the lead in this game. Hopefully the defense can hold Blackout.
Rudy, Brian's gonna get the ball. He's gonna shake Rudy on 5 rush and run for a nice gain. Then Brian on a free play as SYS goes offside, he's gonna get a free play. He's gonna throw to a wide open loop in the middle for a nice gain here. Then Brian is going to end up throwing to Alex, who's going to make a nice catch in the end zone for the touchdown, 14-8. MVP candidate getting involved. Alex, after the MVP candidate of SYS scored first for his team.
Yes.
You're going to see a 14-8 game right now. So I'm a little tongue-tied.
Yes, pretty much it's two teams battling each other, but you actually see Nelson and Alex battling each other, taking the helm of their team, making the plays that they need to, and scoring when they need to. 2 MVP candidates battling each other, not only for that award, but for the lead and a higher seed in the playoffs. So that's one thing to see. They're doing their job, and it looks like a back and forth right now.
You're gonna have Nelson throwing the next pass to Machine for a short game. Then Benji's gonna get flagged for holding at the start of the play and forces an incomplete pass. 5 yards and replay him down. That's gonna be a big flag. Because then Nelson's going to find Rico across the field for a few yards. And that's going to give SYS the yardage that they need to score. Nelson's going to find Bones in the corner of the end zone for the touchdown. 16-14, SYS going to take the lead.
And SYS getting the job done. Now they're scoring, they're putting the points up. And now they have Blackout catching up. Now it's SYS's job to have their defense play their game and keep Blackout from scoring this drive. If they don't, it's going to be a shootout all the way to the end.
Brian's going to get the ball back. He's going to throw to Ruben on the sideline. Ruben's going to dodge 2 tags and run for a huge gain. And one thing I like about this is Ruben is able to make plays. We talk about Canarsie, we talk about Breezy, we talk about Alex, but Ruben is definitely another great card. Him with Lou, definitely guys that can make plays, and they make a big play here, getting them down the field. Then Brian is going to throw to Alex in the front of the end zone, final up touchdown, 20-16, taking us into the half. Great game going on so far. The MVP candidate scores again. Great play after Nelson scored on the other side.
And that score was created by Ruben's big play previously. I think if SYS would have been able to make that tag and stop that play from happening, this probably would have been a different drive. But Ruben makes a big play here to get Blackout to score before the half. I think that's a game changer right there, because this would have been in SYS's favor if not for that play, and Blackout stays in the lead.
Second half, we're going to see Blackout get the ball. Brian's going to throw to Alex in the gap, but it's going to be broken up by Sky. Great play by Sky. I think Sky's a guy who can stay with Alex. He can jump at Alex. He's lengthy, got long reach, and he definitely makes a great play here to break up this pass. But then Brian's going to come back to Alex for the touchdown, and this time Sky's going to get beat at the line. I don't know why it seems like Sky wants to be physical with Alex. He should have just waited for the ball to be in the air. He tries to get physical, gives up a touchdown here to Alex after he just stopped him 2 plays early.
And that's why I feel like if you're gonna chunk off the line, make sure you're chunking off the line. When Alex, a guy who's actually who's bigger in size than Sky, he's gonna catch you off the line all the time. And all he does is make one move, knowing that you're coming to chuck him, and he makes a move and beats you right off the line. That's a touchdown waiting to happen right there. I think that was a bad chuck decision by Scott, and it caused a touchdown.
It's 27-16 right now, and we have SYS chasing 9. Nelson's gonna get the ball. He's gonna throw to them 81 on the sideline for a decent game. Then Nelson's gonna follow with a short pass to Rico for a few yards. But unfortunately, on this play, it's not gonna be on the video, and even if it was, we would not show it because we don't want to sit down and promote this type of play. We're gonna have it was a hit from the back on Ruben. Ruben got hit from the back. He went up. It looked like he went up to another player. Then they got into a scuffle with Rico. Everybody's scuffling. The refs warned the guys during the pushing and the shoving. No punches. The punch was thrown by an SYS player to cause the actual bigger chaos, and the game's gonna end in a forfeit.
And that's unfortunate because this was a good game. That looked like it was going to be a game battle all the way to the end. And unfortunately, they battled in a different way, in a way that we don't come out here to. And I feel like it was all unnecessary because they were both playing well. A lot of these guys on both teams know each other. You know, they get along. And unfortunately, for a game to end like this, it's something that doesn't help either team.
SYS is going to end up getting a forfeit because they threw the first punch. And this is my issue, guys. Listen. We're here to play a recreational sport. This is football. This is what we love to do. And we're here to be a team. You know, where the league is a team combined, but when you out here battling for your guys, you're a team. And if you know what a team is a group of players forming on the side of a competitive game. And that's the noun. And the verb of it is coming together as a team to achieve a common goal. That is what a team is. And my issue with that is, it's a difference between being a team and being a gang. A gang is an organized group of criminals. None of us is that. But we are proclaiming the things that we do is making people believe that we are a gang and these teams are gangs, and that's definitely not where we're trying to go with this.
And it's unfortunate because not only, we promote the show, we promote, you guys coming and having fun, but when people hear that guys are scuffling on the field, it takes away the attention that y'all should be getting, and it makes y'all look like, oh, it's a bunch of guys, a bunch of hood guys just coming to fight each other, and they're not about nothing. And that's not something that we're trying to promote, and it's not something I'm pretty sure you guys are not looking to promote yourselves as. So I feel like this is an opportunity where you can make it more than just guys scuffling on the field, guys just ready to fight. This is about football, it's about fellowship, guys coming out having fun and getting along and enjoying yourself. We don't need to carry problems and things that we carry on the field into the game, because all it does is throw the attention away from the game and into something more, into something negative. And I don't think none of us need that right now.
And I was disgusted to see this because I was a part of the big fight early in the season, last season, in the BQFL, and that's a type of situation I would never want to be a part of again. And when I see that it's getting out of hand and that the players cannot be controlled, that's not a league I want to be a part of. We're here to play football. And one thing I can say about Brooklyn, they have some of the most talented players all around, from C2 to B to A players that I've ever seen. So much talent. But the problem is, it seems like they can't be controlled at times. And sometimes they let that competitive edge and that competitive nature get too much involved in the game, and it's almost like it become gang-like. And we're going to have an interview with Darren, because that's something that needs to be fixed on this great league. People said that this league was going to come to an end because of the Rumble before. And we see this league come back, and now we're starting to take baby steps to get to a superior league where it was before. But when you have situations like this, it's taking steps back. Listen, guys are going to push each other around. Guys are going to grab each other. We see that in the NFL. But once you throw punches, that's another level. You know what I mean? That's taking it where it's hard to return from. I can't throw a punch at somebody that I call my brother, my friend. No way. We can't come back from that, guys. And it's disgusting to see because of where we were before with this situation. We're trying to get further than where we were before. And look, this ruins a potential classic. A 6-0 team, SYS, versus a 5-1 team, Blackout. And that's very disappointing they had to go here. And now we don't know who would have won on the field. Unfortunately, Blackout gets the win off of the field because they didn't throw any punches. They actually restrained themselves, and I want to congratulate this team because they were a team that people figured was a gang, and they showed that they were really a team. They was able to control themselves and actually break up and walk away when we asked them to. Yes. So I gotta commend them for that.
And it's unfortunate because, hopefully they handle themselves well in this game. And the thing about it, you gotta look ahead. These are two teams that most likely are gonna face each other later on in the playoffs. So if this happens on a regular season game, what's gonna happen in the playoffs where the atmosphere is more heated, where the competitive edge is gonna be more profound in the playoffs. So this is a time where you have to handle yourself in the best of ways because you're gonna face each other again. So a classic like this was ruined by something that shouldn't have happened. You're going to face each other again. Hopefully this is not something that's going to repeat itself, because this was a classic game waiting to happen. This is something we're going to be talking about later on, and it ended like this.
And I think SYS is a championship team. They got too much talent around the board. And I think they can easily win the championship in this league if they want to. This is not going to be tolerated by the league, the refs, and I think they need to focus on football because to me, on paper, and you can book it, they have the best team on paper. They have talent all around the board, from quarterback to ball giver. And this seems almost unstoppable. But the problem is the leaders need to step up on this team and lead this team, or else they're going to just be a team woulda, coulda, shoulda.
Exactly.
That being said, we're gonna end this first take of the show, and we'll talk to you after. Next game up, we have X-Men versus Gravediggers. This is a big playoff game. Now we're going to get into playoff matchups. Basically like a wild card game. You have Gravediggers who have won the championship in this division before. Coming together, they made the playoffs. They lost their starting quarterback, Chino, from suspension. So now they have Wayne throwing this season. He was able to guide the team to the playoffs. And a lot of people say that Wayno has Chino's arm strength. He makes a few better decisions than Chino, but you definitely miss a guy like Chino who can get the ball downfield and make any throw on the field.
Well, I don't believe that this team is gonna, stick on that and let that weigh them down. I feel like they really earned their playoff spot this season, and they're gonna play with who they have. Like they have Wayne as their quarterback this season. So and they have Manny, so they have their playmakers, they have their guys ready to play, and they feel like they can make it with what they have, and I feel like they're confident enough to do it. It's up to them to actually pull through with it.
Well, Grave Diggers is definitely a big playoff team. They're definitely dangerous. They got Manny, they got Manny, they got Suge, who's a very big time player, Double D. They got a lot of people that can make plays, and this X-Men team is actually a Bronx team that came all the way out here to the BQFL to try to win the championship. And they come in with Joel and KC and D-Boy and Spider. They come in with a lot of weapons, and they're here to win the championship with Test throwing. So we're going to have to see where this game goes. It's going to be very interesting to see who's able to capitalize. You're going to have Grave Diggers getting the ball, and Wayne's going to throw short to number 59 and gain a few yards. Then Wayne's going to come back with a throw to Manny for a decent game. Wayne's going to throw to the sideline and almost be picked off by Meech. Meech is not able to make the pick, forcing Grave Diggers to end up punting still in the series. Big play by Meech to stop them on that down, and you see Wayne not really looking comfortable as this playoff game is starting up.
Well, X-Men have a fast defense, and Meech is one of the heads of that defense, so plays like that is what is able to shake up a quarterback, especially on the first drive. I'm pretty sure that if he has the time, he can pick it up, but he has to watch this X-Men defense because their defense that can change a game.
And the thing about now that Tess gets the ball for this X-Men offense is Spank. Spank is a giver for Grave Diggers, and his job is to keep Tess in the pocket because Tess is an excellent runner. And the key is to keep him in there, not allow him out the pocket, make him be a quarterback, and let's see what's going to happen if he does that. Tess is going to run on 5 yards for a short game. Then Tess is going to roll out, and he's going to shake Spank. But he shakes Spank, gets up, goes the opposite way, and makes a throw, and Double D is going to jump the route and get the interception for a nice game. And what I love about this play is, if you see him make the move on Spank, he's still in the pocket. He's not running outside. Spank is ready to establish himself, even though he fell, and Tess makes his throw. But watch Double D. He watched Spank, he watched Tess the whole play. Look at where Tess is gonna go, then he steps up when it's time and makes a big off great play by Double D.
And that play was pretty much set up by Spank, who not only keeps Tess in the pocket, but makes him roll left when he's a right-handed quarterback. So that makes that throw even less accurate than it can be, and that gives Double D the chance to make a play on it, and he does for the interception and the great game after it. That's a big play for the Grave Diggers.
Wayne is not going to be slowed down with that. He's going to score right away, finding Manny in the back of the end zone, flood touchdown, 7-0, Grave Diggers.
And this was pretty much a drive that Grave Diggers made their own, making defense into offense in the next few plays. That's just great play by Grave Diggers, taking advantage of a play that they made to score on offense. And I feel like if Grave Diggers keep this up, X-Men will have a long game catching up.
Tess is going to get the ball back now. He's going to throw to Casey for a short gain in the first down. Then Tess is going to come back and he's going to get sacked by Spank. Great play by Spank to get the sack, stopping Tess from moving the ball with his feet. Tess is going to throw to number 2 in the middle for a short game, but Grave Diggers is going to get called for a flag for tackling. And we see this team make mistakes with flags. They do it here. Josh got them a little more under control, but they're going to lose it here to make a big penalty. Tess is going to end up throwing to Joel in the back of the end zone for the touchdown, 7-7. I think the tackling defense was a big flag that they got, and Tess able to use to capitalize off the penalty, get yards, and score a final draw in the end zone for the touchdown.
And like you said, that play is what made that change the drive. I think they would have had bad field. They would have had a bad field position if they wouldn't have made that flag, and it gives X-Men an opportunity to catch up and put points on the board. X-Men finally getting something done to be able to stay in this game. Hopefully they can keep at it in order to keep leveling this game and catching Grave Diggers.
Wayne is going to scramble and throw to his receiver out the backfield. Is going to get a nice game. Then you're going to see Wayne throw it up in the end zone. You're going to see it intercepted by Tess, but the giver ran early, which is why Wayne went upstairs for the pass. Gravediggers keep the ball. Smart play by Wayne. Wayne's gonna end up throwing for a short gain, and the next play, Wayne is gonna find Manny in the end zone for a great catch in the end zone, 14-7, and that catch gotta be a frame of the game. I think Manny is the most underrated receiver in the BQFL. Makes a great catch here during money time for the touchdown.
And pretty much he just jumps over all the guys that's in that vicinity to get that ball. It seems like this is pretty much Manny's 9 to 5. This is what he does, and I don't see X-Men having any defenders able to stop him if he's able to make catches like that over them. If they're able to go to Manny like that throughout the game, that's trouble for the X-Men. They have to do something to change this game.
Tess is going to throw it to Joel, who's going to get a nice game. Then Tess with block is going to run in the sideline for a few yards for the touchdown, putting them back in the game, 14-13. Great play by Tess to move the ball, gets the touchdown.
And Tess, not letting that score get to him. He's able to get his offense in. They drive down the field. Tess is able to help his team score. They're getting the job done. They're battling back with the Gravediggers. This may look like a shootout to the end because it looks like Eddie's team is looking to slow down at this point.
And Tess, that's the thing about Gravediggers. They were supposed to keep Tess from running the ball. He's going to run here for a touchdown. So I don't think that they was able to keep him the way they wanted to this one. 14-13. You're going to see Wayne dodge attack himself and run for a nice game. Then you're going to see Wayne finally get Shug involved, and he's going to throw him to him in the back of the end zone. Shug is going to bobble a little bit, reestablish himself, make the catch, touchdown, 20-13, going into the half. Shug is one of my favorite players. The guy's underrated. He has a lot of speed, he can play defense, and he plays with a lot of heart. But offensively, he tends to make big plays. Big play strength, Shug is what they call him, big play here.
And that's definitely a big play that they can use more of throughout the game. And I feel like the problem with X-Men is they give these receivers too much space. I feel like one time they go into the zone, another time they go in man and they get beat. I feel like they have to set up a system to keep these receivers in check. If not, they're not going to be able to beat Gravediggers in this way. They're going to just run through them as long as they're able to get to these receivers.
X-Men is going to get the ball the second half. Remember, they're down 13-20. Tess is going to come out getting sacked by Spank. Great play by Spank to get the sack. Tess is going to throw the spider on the sideline for a short gain. Then Tess is going to come to draw on the sideline. It's going to be dropped. We're going to remember that big drop that Joel makes here. He's going to drop the ball. Next down, Tess is going to go to spider in the middle. It's almost going to be intercepted by Shug, but it's going to be knocked away. Like I said, I like Shug. Definitely a great player. Makes a great play here. Then Tess is going to throw the Ruben in end zone, but it's going to be picked off by CK. Great pick off by CK, giving the ball back to this Gravediggers offense.
And my thing I have to say is that was just a horrible pass by Tess. I don't see who he was throwing it to. I see Ruben in the vicinity, but I see 3, not 1, not 2, but 3 Gravedigger defenders in that vicinity where he threw that. There was no chance for Ruben to get that ball. I don't see any reason for Tess to throw it. I don't know what he saw, but he saw something that wasn't there, and at least an interception for the Gravediggers.
Wayne is going to throw the Josh out the backfield and get a few yards. Then Wayne is going to throw deep to the receiver. It's going to be incomplete, and unfortunately he's not able to capitalize on that drive. It's going to be a turnover and downs, giving him back the ball to X-Men. Tess is going to throw the Notorious in the middle, who's going to run it for a nice gain. Tess is going to follow with that throw to Spider in the end zone. The ball is going to be a little too low and incomplete. But then Tess is going to find Joel in front of the end zone for the touchdown, 20-21. They're back in the game. They take the lead. He came to Joel after Joel dropped the pass earlier. Came back to him. Touchdown, 21-20.
Well, one drop doesn't mean that you don't go to him again. Joel is a big time player, so we got to get to him when he's open. Tess doesn't lose confidence, and he goes right back at him later on, and Joel is able to make the catch that they need to put points on the board. They keep it in this game, they're battling back. Hopefully the defense can lock up, because if not, they're not going to be able to keep this up playing against the Gravediggers in this way. Hopefully they can do something about that.
Wayne is going to go deep to Shug, and it's going to be incomplete. And now X-Men got lucky on that. Shug got speed, he got behind the defenders, but he's going to miss that pass. They got lucky. Definitely I see them coming back to that play later on in the game, but they're going to miss it here. Then you're going to see Wayne go short to receiver for a decent game. Then he's going to throw to Manny in the end zone, but it's been knocked away by D-Boy, but it's a flag on D-Boy for too much contact. What do you think? Good call, bad call?
I think it was a good call. You can clearly see D-Boy making contact with the receiver. with Manny right before the ball comes. There's no chance of the ball being there before that contact. So yes, it was a flag. I see Debo trying to make the play happen, but it was too much contact for them to not throw the flag. And it all ends up in a play for the Gravediggers, a few yards, and if we play it down, that's not something that the X-Men could afford at that point.
Manny's gonna you're gonna have Wayne coming to Josh in the end zone, but Josh is gonna drop the ball. Unfortunately, big drop by Josh. I seen him make these catches. He's gonna drop it here, but Wayne is not gonna be rattling on that play. He's gonna roll to his right and throw the man in the end zone for a touchdown. 26-21. Manny pretty much owning them right now, doing whatever he wants to do. That's gonna be Manny's third touchdown of the game.
And pretty much Manny's, like we said before, if they don't do anything, there's nothing that's stopping Manny. Manny's not slowing down, and it's not like Wayne is not going to throw it to him. They seem like they have no answer for Manny on the defense, and if they don't do something fast, this is going to be a game definitely for the Gravediggers to take home.
Tess is going to get the ball. He's going to throw a draw in the middle for a nice game. Remember, it's 26-21 Gravediggers. Tess is going to scramble and throw the fourth in the end zone. He's going to make a great catch, jumping up, taking that ball out the air. 28-26, great catch here.
And finally, Tess is able to make a rollout throw that actually connects his receiver, but it was up to his receiver to go and get the ball, and he's able to go and get a nice catch by Forbes. That's a great way to play for your quarterback and put points up. They're still battling. His receivers are still playing for him. They're still in this game. They need to keep at it because it's going right back and forth, and it's going to lead to one team that gets the last play at the end to win this game.
This is the mistake they make on the kickoff. On the kickoff, Beach is going to get the tag at near the 20-yard line. Then, on second down, they're down 28-26. Wayne goes downfield to Suge, who's going to beat Ruben for the touchdown, 32-28. Great play. Let's go back to the beginning of this play. If you see Suge on the right side, he's already behind Ruben. Ruben is already beat. Ruben tends to cheat. You see him looking back at the quarterback. Suge is already behind him, and Wayne is gonna let Suge get a little bit more space. Puts the ball up. Perfect throw. Drops right into Suge's lap. Big game, Suge. Touchdown. 32-28. Great player. Great play. What a game.
But I'm gonna say this. One person that's not getting as much credit as he needs to is Wayne, because this is one quarterback that X-Men underestimated, especially on a throw like this. From the beginning of the game, you heard them say that they have to play up on him because of 2 lazy passes on the first drive, but I feel like that was a mistake. They end up underestimating Wayne on his arm. He throws 5 touchdowns in this game because they underestimated him. Even the throws that he didn't make was there, it was a little overthrown, and if you're gonna see him overthrowing receivers, you gotta just respect his arm a little bit more than that. I feel like they were playing too close up to the receiver, and that gave Suge the opportunity to beat Ruben pretty much right off the line for the definite touchdown. That was on X-Men's defense, underestimating his quarterback and his arm, and it cost them 5 touchdowns because of it.
If you look at this play early in the game, he's gonna miss Suge for the touchdown pass on the bomb. And you would think the X-Men would have more respect knowing that Suge can get back there. They didn't, and they came back to burn him. They came back later on in the game with the same play. Suge gets behind Ruben, beats Ruben, touchdown, 32-28. Great play by Suge, making a play, but great throw by Wayne.
Yes, and like I said, that's why I wanted to give Wayne the credit that he deserves. He was one person that threw well in this game. He did his job, and X-Men underestimated him the way that they should and they were able to get 5 touchdowns because of it.
32-28. Tess is going to go for the Hail Mary. He's going to throw it up. It's going to be tipped by the defender. Freeze it here. Anytime you see a tip like that, you know it's a problem. It's a problem. And if you see right now, Joel is lined up under the ball, which calls for trouble. And if let's play it out, Joel drops the ball. That's the catch right there. That would have been the game had he held on.
And I'm gonna just say, yes, the play happened so fast that it's hard to react, but Joel was in a perfect position to get the ball. Yes, you don't expect it to come to you, but you gotta be prepared right when it hits your hands, and it was a perfect catch. You couldn't ask for a better present. It goes right in his hands, and unfortunately, the biggest catch of the game, he drops, and that causes X-Men in the game. And that's all you can say about that. Gravediggers take away the win. X-Men, all they can do is just look back and say what they should have done, what they could have done, and what they wanted to do, but they didn't do in this game.
Anything can happen in the playoffs, and it happens here. You go downfield, down for the bomb rather than chop the field up. Test scrambles and throw a touchdown to Forbes in the end zone. Wayne comes back and throws a touchdown to Shug on the bomb, and then Test goes upstairs and the ball is tipped and Joel drops it. How can you not love the playoffs? Game over, Gravediggers, big win. We're gonna have an interview with the Gravediggers. I think we're speaking to Wayne, we're speaking to Shug, and we're speaking to Manny. Let's hit that.
What's going on, people? Here with Stephen J, talking to Gravediggers with the 33-28 playoff victory. First, I want to talk to you, Manny. 3 touchdown catches. They could not guard you. I label you as one of the most underrated players in the BQFL because you don't talk a lot, you don't get a lot of acknowledgement, but you came out today early and you attacked their team. What did you see on the matchups facing X-Men?
I didn't see a matchup. That's why I got 3 touchdowns. I didn't see a matchup.
Why it seems like they went a lot with you with one-on-one coverage. Did you take that as a disrespect? When they didn't go in the zone, they went into a man, played you one-on-one, and you killed them all day. Was you expecting that coming in, or you expected a little more respect than that?
I expect a little more respect, but hey, I don't mind.
Wayne,
Yes, sir.
5 touchdown passes. We talk about big name quarterbacks, especially in this division. I've honestly never heard of Wayne.
I know.
You came out today, carry a team, 5 no picks. What was the thought coming into this game? You knew it was going to be televised. You knew everybody was going to be watching, but you was cool, especially at the end of the game. Wayne won.
I just had confidence in my team, basically. I knew we was going to score points. We've been scoring points the last 4 or 5 games. We've been averaging about 29 points. So I know eventually if our defense can hold them to under 30, I knew we had a good chance.
Driving down the field, down 1 point. You're trying to chop the field up. Nobody in the world would expect you to go downfield and go for all or nothing. Troy said, y'all don't play with scared money. Y'all put it all on the line, that's how y'all play. But it's different to see it on the field. When you seen Shook beat Ruben, what made you decide to go down there and take the chance after you missed them earlier in the game?
You got to keep going. You got to believe in your team. You got to keep going. If they open, you got to throw it. That's one thing I preach. If you on the field,
let us lose,
if you on the field, that means you get thrown the ball.
He wouldn't let us lose. Big game Shook.
Yeah, man.
You told me when we have you on video, you're going to show us something.
Yeah.
Show us something.
Yeah. I mean, these are the games I play for, man. Playoff games, man. Talk to me about the playoffs, man. These are the games I come out and play for, man. They don't call me Big Game Shook for a reason, man.
Yeah, forget him throwing. Why would you go downfield, down 1, knowing y'all trying to move the ball? What made you take a chance with Ruben Gardner?
Well, the first play, I beat him, and Wayne didn't see me, so when I came back to him, I looked at Wayne, I gave him the wing, like, yo, I got him again.
Got him!
Then when I looked up, I faked, went in, I had him beat, and I looked up, it was coming. And I just had to focus, man.
Last question. What did that feel like making the game-winning touchdown?
Man, I feel good, man. I always feel good, but that's regular, man. That's what I do, man. I play big games. Big plays make big plays, man.
One more thing. Y'all have won a chip in this division. Nobody's talking about that. Like,
yeah, man. We like to be the sleepers, man. Like, we don't be the pair, we the underdogs, man. We like that, man. We just come out and play hard, man. We the Warriors. We Warriors. That's all we do, man.
We're gonna thank Gravediggers for being with us. Big game. Big game Shug. Big game Wayne. 5 touchdown passes. Manny 3 touchdown catches. We're gonna see on the site. Gravediggers are real, they coming.
go,
see on the site.
Peace.
Thanks, fellas. No, thank you, bro.
Well, Gravediggers get the win. They eliminate X-Men. They're on to the next round. We'll talk about the matchup later on today. Great game by Gravediggers. Respect this team. They turn around from a group of guys that plays to a team that dominates. Look great this game. Congratulations to the Gravediggers. Next game up, we got Bullies versus the Regime. Now the thing about this game is a lot of people slept on Regime. I think Bullies was overhyped. Everybody thought Bullies was going to run through it because of what they was doing in the C2. They was removed out the C2, they moved up, and they haven't been as dominant as we see them early in the season. Regime is a team that had a lot of success, but we don't really hear nobody talking about them. And they come in with their big playmakers. Bully's big playmaker, I would say, would be Matrix. And Regime's big playmaker, I would say, is the guy who towers over everybody, Q. Those are the big playmakers that I think is the X factor. But I think this is going to be a hell of a game because you got Jay going against Joker, and they would figure that Joker's the better quarterback, and I think Jay got to feel a little disrespected by that.
And but what I would say is, obviously, Jay is not gonna like the attention that he's gonna, or lack thereof. So he's gonna have a big game today. You're gonna see Matrix actually do his job, but I feel like the role players, the guys that other people don't really notice, guys like Crazy, who's having a great season this year. Right. You have Shaq on the other side, Gritty. All of these guys have to play their game for their respective teams in order for them to win a playoff game like this. And I feel like this is when their time to shine is going to happen. It's going to be a good game on both teams because they know they have to in order to stay alive in these playoffs.
Well, we're going to jump into the game. Joker's going to throw a nice pass to Matrix in the gap for a nice game. Then you're going to see Joker come back with a pass to Crazy in the end zone for the touchdowns. Almost going to be picked off, but Crazy's going to make a catch for the touchdown, 6-0. Great play by Crazy. You said he needs to get involved. He did here.
Yes, and this is what he's been doing throughout the season. Unfortunately, this was not a great throw by Joker. I feel like this was an opportunity lost by the Regime and ends up being points for the Bullies. It shouldn't have been because that was right into the defender's hands. Hopefully Joker can clean that up in the next drive. Otherwise, it's going the other way. But they have 6 points here. They scored a touchdown. They take the lead early.
So on first down for the Regime, Jay's going to go downfield to Shaq for the touchdown. Shaq is going to beat Matrix for the touchdown, 7-6. Great play by Jay to go right at Matrix with Shaq. Shaq comes up with the catch, touchdown.
And this is just Jay, feeling disrespected early in the game. He takes a shot right on first down, sees the blown coverage by Matrix against Shaq. Shaq runs right into the end zone. That's just a perfectly designed play, catches Bullies off guard. What a way to start early, putting points and responding right back, showing that it doesn't take time for them to respond, and they do that there, and they pretty much make the game pretty much even. They look like they're going to have a long game playing this way.
Joker's going to throw the number 11 in the middle for a few yards. Then he's going to come back to throw the Matrix. It's going to be too high and incomplete. We're going to see Joker struggle all day with his accuracy. On the next down, also is going to be too high in the end zone. That's going to cause a turnover on downs, giving the ball back to Regime, and we see Joker look very inaccurate today.
And obviously, there's big time pressure in this game, but that's something that Joker should be used to at this point. He's not making the throws that he needs to. He has to clean it up. The offense is going to make it anyway if he's going to be as inaccurate as he is right now. It's not looking good right now. He has to clean that up.
Jay's going to throw deep to Shaq, and it's just going to be incomplete, and it's going to be missed. Then Jay's going to throw the greedy in the middle. It's going to be knocked away, forcing Regime the punt, and we see Regime got the ball back. They wasn't able to capitalize, having to give the ball back to Bullies. Joker's going to throw the lefty on the sideline. It's going to be short. And then Joker's going to throw deep to Crazy. Almost going to be intercepted by Shaq. Bad throw by Joker again. His accuracy hasn't looked great. He's struggling right now. He's going to throw number 15. Who's going to run for a decent gain. Then he's going to come back and throw against the number 15 for a few yards. Then Joker's going to find lefty in the front of the end zone for the touchdown. 12-7. Getting the ball moving. He didn't look really accurate, but he was still able to score.
Yeah, I guess he made the throws that he needed to make, towards the end. They were able to score. They were able to clean it up. That was kind of a back and forth drive, but they ended up getting points off 6 on it. So I feel like it was something that was okay, but that's not something that they're going to survive on going through because eventually the Regime is going to respond and they're going to make plays on it, and it's going to end up going the other way if the Bullies and Joker don't clean it up soon.
Jay's going to throw a nice pass to Shaq in the gap for a big gain. Then Jay's going to come back to Shaq in the corner of the end zone for the touchdown, 13-12. This team is here to play. They're not scared of anybody, and it's showing their hand in these playoffs.
And not only that, they're exploiting the Bullies' defense early. And they're doing it in the fewest plays that you can ask for. So this is not something that the Bullies need at this point. They're pretty much doing whatever they need to in the fewest plays that they need to score. And that's not something that looks good for the Bullies. This may look like something that is going to cost them this game if they keep it up.
Well, Bullies have one of the worst defenses I've seen. They struggled all year. They got Matrix back there. He does not elevate that defense. These guys are still out of position. They don't know where they're at. And come next season, they need to open the checkbook and get some more defensive players because this team struggles defensively. Joker's going to get the ball back. He's going to have his pass blocked by Q. Then Joker's going to throw the lefty for a short gain. He's going to come back with a pass to Matrix in the middle for the touchdown, 18-13. They're right back in the game. Joker looking a little more better, getting a little more rhythm, looking a little more accurate, and getting a little more points.
And I think the rhythm is what's key. When they're out of rhythm, Joker doesn't seem like he's as accurate. When they get the rhythm going, when they get the drive going, I feel like Joker's able to make the throws a little bit better. He's more accurate when they're in the rhythm, and I feel like they need to keep up with that. Hopefully their defense can do something in order to keep them ahead in this game, because if not, I don't see them staying ahead long, knowing that the regime is able to score so quickly.
Jay's going to throw a nice pass to Shaq in the gap for a huge gain on first down. Jay's going to come back and throw the Shaq in the end zone, but it's going to be high and incomplete. And then Jay's going to come back again with a throw to number 8 in the front, but it's going to be dropped, unfortunately, taking us into the halftime, 18-13, Bullies.
And pretty much the Bullies got saved by the bell at that point, because at the last drive when the regime was able to score, they didn't. Time ran out, but I don't see the time helping them throughout this game. They need to do something on defense in order to keep the regime from getting ahead in this game. Their offense is playing somewhat, but if the regime is able to respond on defense the way I think they can, the Bullies are going to have trouble in the second half.
Jay's going to start off with a pass to Gritty, who's going to run for a nice gain. Then Jay's going to throw to Shaq, who's going to be wide open in the end zone, but it's been incomplete. Jay's going to find Q in the end zone for the touchdown, 20-18. Finally gets Q involved. Q scores a touchdown. Regime takes the lead right back. They're not going away scared.
And Q, as a big target in the back of the end zone, I feel like he's one person that the Bullies really pretty much don't have an answer for. Yes, there's Shaq there, there's Gritty, but then there's also Q, who towers over most of the Bullies guys, and I feel like he's a target that they really need to watch, because if Jay really wants to, he can go to Q all day and it'll be trouble for the Bullies.
And Jay's making great throws. You know, we see him miss a few, but we see him put up a few. And a lot of people got to understand Jay wants the same respect as these other quarterbacks, and he's showing it here during playoff time. Joker's going to get the ball back. He's going to throw to number 24, short gain. Then he's going to throw a pass in the end zone. It's going to be tipped by Q and knocked away by number 1. Then Joker's going to come back to left on the sideline for a short gain. Joker's going to end up throwing a nice pass like Mika with the touchdown, giving up a lead, 24-21. Bullies take it right back.
And one thing I can say is their offense is not slowing down. They're able to keep up with the regime and score when they need to. Hopefully this is pretty much, it looks like it's going to be a shootout to the end, because the defenses on both sides don't look like they have answers for either offense. And all it takes is one defensive play for either team, and I feel like that team is going to end up coming up with the win. But we don't see it yet. It's pretty much back and forth at this point.
Right now we're going to see Regime get the ball back on third down. Jay's going to throw a pass short to Greedy, who's going to make a nice run and shake 2 defenders for a nice game. Look at this move by Greedy. That guy's underrated. I know we hear guys like Red, you know, who play with the Rebels and all that. We hear players like Gup who makes people miss like that. We hear players Asa, Happy Feet, but Greedy makes some moves. Look at these moves right here. This guy's the future. If he keep it up like this, he's gonna make plays, make a great play here. Jay's gonna throw to Nick in the end zone, throw to Nick for a short gain. Then Jay's gonna run the ball, extends it for the touchdown, 26-24. Jay doing it with his feet also. Gives Regime the lead right back, 26-24. Joker's going to get the ball back. Remember, they're down 26-24. He's going to throw a short to number 20. Then Joker's going to end up getting sacked by Q. Big sack by Q right here. Joker's going to throw to Kaz, but it's going to be knocked away by Regime's defensive player. Then Joker's going to throw to Lefty. It's going to be tipped by Q, but Lefty's going to make a great catch, and that was necessary for the first down. That was 4th down. Great play by Lefty. The big man going up and making the catch.
And one thing I've noticed throughout the season for the Bullies is Lefty being all reliable for their team. He's one person that Joker's able to go to, knowing that Lefty is definitely going to make the catch at the end of the day. And that's something that you can bank on to keep your offense moving. Lefty's showing that again, making a nice catch for their team to keep the drive going. If not, this would have I think this would have been a loss for them if they didn't keep this drive going. They're able to keep the drive alive. Hopefully they're able to get something out of it.
Joker's going to throw two Cavs in the end into the 10-yard line, but it's going to be dropped. Big drop there. Joker's going to come back and throw to another receiver in the back of the end zone. That one is going to be incomplete. Then Joker's going to throw the matrix in the corner of the end zone, and that's going to be incomplete. And on 4th down, Joker's going to toss it up in the end zone. Incomplete. Turnover on downs. I think they should have punted. They had all 3 timeouts, but they decided to go for it, which gives Regime a short field. And I think that's coaching, bad play by them, giving the ball back to Regime.
Well, you think
down.
they should have punted? I think Cash should have caught that pass, because they would have been at the 10-yard line. We wouldn't be talking about they should have punted, they should have did this. They would have been in good field position to score, and Kaz with that big drop, I think that's what the thing that killed that drive and made them have to either decide to punt or throw up that ball. They wouldn't have to if Kaz makes his throw, not to kill him on this drive, but this is something that you need in the game like this. You cannot give up drives by dropping a pass right after Lefty makes a great one. I think this was a drive killer right there, and it's trouble for them as the Regime comes up with their offense back on the field.
Jay's going to pitch to Shaq, who's going to run it for a decent gain. Then Jay's going to throw it past to Shaq for a short gain again. Remember, right now, Regime is up. Then you're going to have Jay, who's Shaq, who's going to hike the ball, who's going to go to quarterback position. Obviously, there's a running play coming. But remember, Shaq used to also play quarterback for this team, too. Shaq is going to hike the ball, take a run with great blocking to the goal line, killing the time, extends the ball for the touchdown. And on the extra point, Greedy's going to get the extra point, giving them a 33-24 win. Regime with the win. They move on as Bullies. That's it. They're done.
And I feel like the Bullies pretty much shot themselves in the foot at this point. It wasn't that the Regime was too good. I feel like there was a lot of mistakes made by the Bullies that cost them this loss. You saw it coming throughout the season. The same mistakes, certain drop passes, Joker not always accurate. It's the same things that they should have fixed throughout the season. They didn't, and it comes into the playoffs where the same things happen, and at least with them with a loss in the playoffs and they go home.
I don't know if I agree with you. You had Shaq with 3 touchdowns, Q with a big touchdown, Jay with a nice running touchdown. I mean, listen, these guys came to play. You know what I mean? And Jay didn't throw no interceptions.
Yes.
So, I mean, listen, I know you say it's more Bullies shooting themselves in the foot. I think Regime was a better team.
No.
I think Regime is
not
better than the Bullies.
I'm not taking nothing away from the Regime.
No, you're not taking that from.
No, I'm definitely not. All I'm saying is this probably would have been a different game if the Bullies would have played and fixed those mistakes that they had throughout the season.
I think Regime came in with a great plan. Q at ball giver, we seen Joker make a lot of bad throws.
Definitely.
He was very incomplete.
And Q tipped a lot of those passes throughout the game, so it gave Joker another problem throughout the game. Not only was he not accurate, but he had to throw over Q. So that's another thing. Yes, you do give it to Regime defense. Q obviously was in Joker's eyes throughout the game, and it kind of led to those drives being missed by the Bullies. Yes, you have to definitely give their defense credit.
Crazy to hell, crazy to 1 touchdown. We see crazy.
And it wasn't a touchdown he earned because it was a bad throw. So yes, you give it to
We seen him frustrated all day. He wasn't really getting the balls that he wanted. You know, Joker wasn't able to find them. Once again, Regime was the better team. They came in with a better plan. They played better. Bullies could not stop Shaq. Q was too big, and my man Gritty made them look like they was moving in slow motion. So right now, Regime moves to the next round. Bullies, it was a wash. They expected to come and make noise, and they was not able to do it. They washed out in the season.
And it's unfortunate because the way they started the season, everybody was saying that they have a stacked team. They were going to run through the league. One shift in their league position, and from one division to the next, and they're a totally different team. I think they got exposed to the team that they actually were, a team that was okay but not quite, and they go home just as that team. Hopefully they can pick it up in the next season and look better than they did this one.
Well, we're going to go to the interview with the Regime after the big win.
What's going on, people? Stephen J here. Regime with the big playoff win, beating Bullies 32-24. Let me talk to you first, Shaq. What's up? That's the score, man. 2 big touchdowns. Shaq, you had 2 big touchdowns today.
3 big touchdowns.
You had
3 big touchdowns.
oh, they down for the camera. It looked like they could not guard you one-on-one. How did you feel when you seen these guys guarding you one-on-one, especially guys that's not as fast as you?
I gotta put in work for my team. That's all. It's not about me. See them? That's what I put on for. Every week I put on for them. It ain't about me. Regime, but watch number 6 though. Alright?
Q, everybody asks you, you can play with all these other teams, but you always slip home with your family. How does this feel knowing that you're staying with your guys and you're watching them become more and more successful?
Loyalty first, family, everything. Everybody else, they cool, but this family. We going all the way. Regime, let's go, baby. All day.
Jay, everybody always talk about Jay made a mistake here, Jay makes a mistake here, but you have great games like this and nobody talk about this. Don't you get a little insulted about that?
Absolutely. I'm the most underrated quarterback.
Yes, he is.
As long as people watch on the YouTube,
We see no matter what, if you throw an interception, your guys always got your back. The defense is back out there.
Right.
How is that knowing that it's not all that pressure if you make a mistake?
Right. I mean, defense, if they step up, definitely all the pressure goes away. But, I mean, as a quarterback, I still got to go out there and do my offense. Simple as that. I got a great team now. We got some hands. Watch number 6. Rap.
Let's go. It's a wrap. We out here. What's up? Talk to me, fellas.
I like to call you Mr. Ankle Breaker.
Okay. That's an honor. I appreciate that. What we got?
How are you able to make the moves you're able to make? It's like a highlight film every time you come on.
You don't think, man. These guys, we think too much sometimes. We know the game, man. You just do what the fuck you gotta do. Don't think. Sometimes you can't care about your safety, but that's for the love of the fucking game. They pop my language. That's for the love of the game, baby.
Yo, guys.
That shit cold, man.
Yo.
Woo!
What you want to say to whoever you play next week?
I just want to say, we know y'all got an eye on us. Y'all keep looking and we're going to see y'all there. That's all we're going to say about that. Y'all going to see us there. Y'all going to see us there. Thanks for having us, fellas.
Congratulations.
Thanks for having us, fellas.
32-21. 32-24. Big win next week, guys. See you in the site. Thank you, fellas.
They hype, they play for each other, and they're here to win a championship. And I'm excited for them. They move on. And now they got the Chiefs. And what we're going to do is, at the end of this show, we're going to wrap up the show right now. Hopefully you saw the scores of the other games, the other playoff games. But we're going to give you a quick playoff matchup, really quick. So right after the end of this show, watch it. And we'll be back with y'all next week with where the B division starts their playoffs. And you have the C division in the next round. So I'm excited. I'm really excited. A lot of games, a lot of playoffs, and the league season's almost over.
Yeah, the season's almost over, but that doesn't mean that we're not gonna have our biggest games going towards the end of the season. So don't sleep on these teams that's playing through the playoffs. They all won a championship, and I feel that they're gonna play at their best leading towards the end of the season. So yes, it is exciting, and I think that we haven't seen the best games of the season yet. I feel that it's coming, and we're gonna see it maybe even next week.
All right, that being said, we're going to wrap up the show. We want to thank y'all for being with us today. We're going to see y'all, like I said, after this. Stay tuned. Watch the highlight film. Pretty sure you'll enjoy it. Basically, the highlights. But we're going to jump on it real quick. We always stay on point. We're not going to give you the SYS frame of the game. There was no frame of the game because that game ended early. The first one is going to be Gravediggers versus the X-Men. And you're going to see Manny with this great catch right here. Manny, for the win, his 3rd touchdown catch. Cannot shut him down all day, but he makes a great catch right here, especially great play by Manny. That got to be a frame of the game.
And definitely, he pretty much jumps right through the X-Men defense as if nobody else was there. He catches that pass in between you know, whoever in the vicinity. Great catch by Manny. That was one of his 3 catches for 3 scores, and that led to his team winning and moving on to the playoffs.
And you're going to have Lefty catch versus Regime for the loss anyway. But Lefty on a big 4th down after Q with the tip, he's going to leap, get off the ground a little bit. I think you can stack a deck of cards under that and even so high off the ground. But he's going to make a great catch here, stretching all out for his team. Unfortunately, was in the loss and losing effort, but he's going to make a great catch here.
And that just shows how bad Lefty wanted this game. He makes a great catch on a tipped pass. You think that it's pretty much an incomplete pass, and leading to the end of the drive. Lefty keeps it alive by making such a great catch on 4th down. Unfortunately, they weren't able to capitalize on it, but it's still a great catch, enough to be a frame of the game.
That being said, we're going to wrap up the show right here. Hope y'all enjoyed it. The show's going to get a lot better now. We got a lot of the playoffs. The momentum is moving. Please, like I said, after this, watch the playoff matchups real quick. We're going to give you a quick intro or outro of the playoffs. Hope y'all love it, because we're going to love doing it. Stephen J here, signing off. Real Tough Talk. Here it goes. We're going to see you next week on the field.
The BQFL playoffs. Prime time. After a big win versus the defending champs, Tiki looks to move his troops to the next mission. Unfortunately, they'll face Alex, Ruben, and the #1 seed Blackout, looking to add another title to their short resume. No remorse. Once labeled the BQFL hotheads, now this team, led by 2-way player Shakes, look to go from looking for fights to looking for wins. Raiders. They come in with a quarterback who uses his feet to take them all the way to the #2 seed. Their physical play is only matched by their heartfelt love for one another. Grave Diggers. Wayne was able to step right in the Grave Diggers starting quarterback position after Chino's year-long suspension, even surprising us with his great play, especially the game-winning touchdown versus X-Men. Manny was able to do more talking with his game than he does with his mouth. And Suge was able to show he can turn his game on when the cameras are on. Free agents. When you have a player like VIP who can score anytime he touches the ball, free agent is something that teams can only wish for. Fred is the brains of the operation who also can make plays with his hands. But the question is, can Powder take 2 steps forward without taking 3 steps back? Chiefs. What this team lacks in size, they make up with speed. This is a team full of athletes that's looking to run all the way to the next round. Regime. This is Regime's year to make a dent in the BQFL foundation. Their quarterback Jay said that he's underrated, but with players like Shaq, Q, and Gritty, he has the weapons any gunslinger needs to not only win the game, but to win the respect. SYS versus Bullies. SYS came away with a blowout win versus the Bullies last time they played them, and they're looking to keeping that hot streak going. Bullies got to redeem themselves after taking a blowout loss, and their offense has to be more efficient as they was barely able to move the ball, let alone put up any points. SYS can be their own worst enemy, but when all the cylinders are moving, this team is hard to stop. Rebels versus Heavy Hitters. Rebels got their quarterback back as they look to add another championship to their very long trophy case. Heavy Hitters feel like they're playing with the house's money as everybody expects them to lose. And that's the motivation they need to shock the world. Super Friends versus Spartans. The first game we seen both quarterbacks put on the show as they went score for score. Dave came away with the narrow victory as Dion threw a game-clinching interception. This time around on the encore, both quarterbacks can do anything, so we better get our popcorn ready.